Hey everyone, it's Mr. Wyman. I'm going to read for you another story and we're going to do a project with it. This one is called The Great Race. In today's story, I want to focus on plot and also illustrations. So the plot is the events in order, okay? And it's more than just a summary. A summary, you're just giving like the main ideas. You might want to put them in order for it to make sense, but a plot is the most important events, specifically the actions within a story and how the story is made up, okay? And how the story is told. For this particular story, the plot is very important in order for it to work. And kind of really all tricks are that way, right? They have to be set up and the stage is set and the players are in there. And then the trick is laid and it's like a trap and the person is caught in the trap, right? Whether it's an animal or a human or a god in some cultures and stories. Another thing is the illustrations. So I really like the pictures, the drawings and illustrations within this text of the Brer Rabbit stories. Halfway through this particular story, I talk about the illustrations. You might see me change, hint, hint, in the reading of the text. But take a close look at all the illustrations. How do they help the story? And what I want you to do is I want you in your writing journal, or you can use another piece of paper. You could even use your iPad in Sketch to School or something. But I want you to tell the events like in order and why they're important. And also try doing a little drawing. Draw the story like a comic strip, okay? And you probably can picture and visualize what's happening in the story. The illustrators drew some of the things, some of the events, but not all of them. Try drawing one of the ones that the illustrator didn't draw, like the rabbit tripping over a rock that, as it turns out, is actually a turtle shell. And good luck. I can't wait to see your work. Have fun with it. Of all the creatures on the old plantation, one of the smallest and one of the smartest was Brer Turtle. Now, Brer Turtle was a calm, quiet creature who always considered things very seriously. When he spoke slowly, choosing his words carefully. So it seemed all the more surprising when Brer Turtle got himself into a race against Brer Rabbit. It all started one day near the pond. Brer Turtle was just waking up and beginning to emerge from his shell when he noticed something strange in front of him. A very large pink nose and whiskers just outside his shell. "Hello in there," echoed the nose and whiskers. Now, was it the nose that made that sound or the whiskers that made that sound? No. So this is like a personification within anthropomorphism, right? The author is saying that the nose and whiskers is talking or making that noise, but that's the only thing that the turtle can see. Brer Turtle thought he was dreaming. "I said hello, whoa, 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 whoa," repeated the nose. Then it laughed. There was no dream. This was no dream. Brer Turtle slowly stuck out his neck to see what was what. There sat Brer Rabbit, sitting comfortably on a stone and chewing on a reed. Brer Turtle should have known. "Morning, Brer Turtle," said Brer Rabbit. "I don't mind saying that you're one of the slowest wakers I've ever met." Brer Turtle yawned. "I may be a slow waker, Brer Rabbit, but I'm the fastest, Brer Turtle yawned. "I may be the slow waker, Brer Rabbit, but I'm faster than you'll ever be. Once I get myself going and have my morning fish." He meant brain-wise, of course. But Brer Rabbit didn't know what the turtle meant. He didn't realize that Brer Turtle was talking about fast thinking, so he took the statement as a challenge. I wonder who the trickster is going to be in this story. So you think you're faster than me, huh? Yup, said Brer Turtle. Always have been, always will be. He was quite proud of his mind. Then I guess you wouldn't mind joining me on a little test, eh? Said Brer Rabbit. Not a bit, said Brer Turtle. He liked a good quiz. What'll it be? Reading, writing, or arithmetic? Brer Rabbit laughed. He'll need more than that to beat me, Brer Turtle. He got up and threw down his reed at the turtle's feet. High noon, my house, once around the old plantation. Be there. Brer Turtle realized that he had misunderstood Brer Rabbit's challenge. Once around the old plantation. What kind of test is that? He knows he's faster than I am, but I can't let Brer Rabbit get one up on me, Brer Turtle thought. I've got to find a way to beat him. Brer Rabbit was far and away the fastest animal on the old plantation. Brer Turtle knew that there was no way he could fairly beat him. But then again, there was nothing fair about Brer Rabbit. So why play fair? After he had his morning fish, Brer Turtle was thinking much more clearly. He had 3 sons, each one the spitting image of his father. Now Brer Turtle had a plan. Soon it was high noon. Brer Turtle sent each of his sons to hide in a different spot along the path of the race. Then he met Brer Rabbit at the starting line. Ready to lose, Brer Rabbit? Asked Brer Turtle. The day I lose to you is the day I dance on my ears, sniffed Brer Rabbit. Brer Buzzard was the judge. All right, you two, once around the old plantation. On your marks. Brer Rabbit and Brer Turtle took their marks. Get set. Brer Rabbit and Brer Turtle set their feet. Go! And off they went. Take a look at this illustration here. This is pretty remarkable because it shows the animals, some of the animals clothed as people. You can see Brer Rabbit has a vest and pants and a shirt on. The turtle doesn't have any clothing on. Pretty tough to dress a turtle like a person. But the buzzard has a top hat. Many of these animals have top hats. And as I was preparing for this read aloud, I noticed that, and it made me think, what are top hats? They are a symbol of class or wealth or power, right? Brer Bear has kind of like a farmer type hat. This guy has like a cowboy looking hat. Brer Rabbit doesn't have any hat in any of these stories. Even the chipmunk has a top hat. Take a look at that. So that made me wonder if potentially the person who illustrated this book had that in mind, in that Brer Rabbit is not a character of class or high society or power. The rabbit is the trickster that is powerless. The turtle also doesn't have a hat either. I just want to point this out. And this picture has to do with this story, but it's within this book, within the framework. And if you look at all the other illustrations, you can go back in previous pages, slides, videos, and take a look at how they are drawn. Right? So if you look at how the pictures of animals in other videos are drawn, you might find some similarities, some differences, and you'll be able to compare and contrast. Brer Rabbit sped out of sight. Brer Turtle scurried along as fast as he could for about 5 feet. Then he began to walk slowly down the path. When Brer Turtle had rounded the bend and the starting line was out of sight, he doubled back through the woods to wait near the finish line. Wonder why he's doing that. Here you definitely want to pay very close attention to the plot, the events of the story, and the order of the events, how they happen, right? So Brer Rabbit knew he was way ahead of Brer Turtle, so when he rounded a curve where a huge oak tree stood, he decided to take a little rest. Brer Rabbit leaned against the shady trunk and closed his eyes. Here, when I was reading this for the first time, I was like, oh, it's Aesop's fable of the turtle, the tortoise and the hare. But pay close attention. There's huge differences. This is a very small similarity. Check it out. Mighty nice here in the shade, isn't it? Said a familiar voice. Brer Rabbit opened his eyes. There was Brer Turtle. Actually, it was Brer Turtle's eldest son, but Brer Rabbit thought it was Brer Turtle. How? What? Where are you? Said Brer Rabbit. Well said, said Brer Turtle's son. Brer Rabbit was too confused to speak. He got up and took off running even faster than before. Notice that Brer Turtle's son only said, well said. Keep that in mind. But just when he rounded another bend, he tripped and fell ears over heels. Brer Rabbit got up and walked back to see what he'd tripped over. From a distance, it looked like a rock. But as he got closer, he saw that it was no rock. He had tripped over a shell. Brer Turtle's shell, to be exact. Brer Turtle, actually it was Brer Turtle's second son, poked his head out. Have a nice trip? He asked. But you, back there, said Brer Rabbit. Couldn't have said it any better, said Brer Turtle's second son. Humph, said Brer Rabbit, speeding off again. Notice, all the turtle said was, couldn't have said it any better. Did he ever lie? Did he ever, cheat? Brer Rabbit was taking no more chances, no rests, no rocks, just a straight line to the finish. For a while it was smooth running, and Brer Rabbit was flying down the road at full speed. He felt sure that the race was his, that is, until he rounded the next bend and spotted a small creature ahead. Brer Rabbit squinted to see what it was. It couldn't possibly be. No! Nevertheless, he turned on the speed, and in a few moments he was neck and neck with Brer Turtle again. Brer Turtle's third son smiled at the rabbit and kept moving. No, how? Said Brer Rabbit, his eyes wide. I'd love to chat, said Brer Turtle's third son, but I'm in the middle of a race right now. Gotta go. Brer Rabbit was stunned. He picked up speed, passed the turtle quickly, and headed towards the finish line. Brer Rabbit rounded the final bend. The finish line was just ahead. Brer Rabbit looked back to see that Brer Turtle had dropped out of sight. Brer Rabbit dug in his heels and headed for home. He was running faster than he had ever run. He was running so fast that when he did cross the finish line moments later, he had to grab a nearby tree to stop himself from running past the spectators. Ha! He yelled, panting heavily but dancing with victory. I've won! What did you win? Asked a slow voice. The race, you fool! I won the Brer Rabbit stopped cold. There, right in front of him, was Brer Turtle. I don't know what race you won, said Brer Turtle, but it wasn't this one. This actually has a really fun play on words. You've got one and one, right? Brer Rabbit couldn't believe his eyes. Brer Turtle had just looked at him and said, Well, go ahead. Go ahead what? Asked Brer Rabbit. Go ahead and dance on your ears, said Brer Turtle, calling over his three sons, each one carrying a musical instrument. Brer Turtle laughed loud and slow. I can't wait to see this, he said. Brer Rabbit couldn't speak. He had been beaten in more ways than one. Again, there you go, the word one again. He could He couldn't deny it, so he stood on his head, began moving his ears, and danced to the music of the turtles. It's a fun little image.